Welcome to, I almost said Bunky's World, Kid Missing TV. Today we're going to talk about the case of Westley Allan Dodd. Westley Allan Dodd was a child killer. Technically not a serial killer, although I have my suspicions that there were other victims in his twisted world. He killed children. He sexually assaulted children. The only reason he wasn't officially a serial killer was because he was caught abducting a little boy. Now, there is a book, you'll see it in the poster, called Driven to Kill, which I read on this case. It was probably one of the best true crime books I've ever read. If I remember, and I'm terrible, because I do all my cases together in like 2 chunks, I don't always remember what I said in the video that I was going to link to, and I'm sorry if that is frustrating to people. It's frustrating to me when I go back and I go, oh my, yeah, I didn't link it, you know? So it's not just you, it's me too. Anyway, he was from Washington State. I am not going to give you a bio of him. He doesn't deserve it. He killed 2 brothers, which he sexually abused and stabbed after he lured them to a clearing in the woods. There's video footage of him on the witness stand saying he would do it again if you let him out. He asked for the death penalty, and in Washington State you get to choose, or at least you did at that time, and he chose hanging. He was the first legal hanging in the United States since 1965. Oh, that's just lovely. It should be noted that his younger brother was also a pervert. He was arrested in 2016 for the attempted sexual abuse of a 13-year-old little girl. Apparently, Dodd discovered he was gay when he was 9. This is the first time hearing that he was gay, and I read the whole thing, the whole book, so. He began exposing himself to children at the age of 13. By the time he was in high school, he had begun molesting. Children. He was just 15 when he was arrested for indecent exposure, but police released him with a recommendation of juvenile counseling. He actually molested the children that he offered to babysit of the woman that his father was dating. In 1981, at the age of 20, he tried to abduct 2 girls who reported him to the police. No action was taken. Ugh. And he went in the Navy, was locally stationed, and began molesting children on base. He even tried to pay 2 boys $50 to play strip poker with him. That time he was arrested and admitted he planned to molest the boys. He was released with no charges. He was arrested again for exposing himself and dishonorably discharged. 19 days in jail, court-ordered counseling. Oh boy. And then he was arrested again for a 10-year-old. He planned his life around easy access to targets, children. At David Douglas Park in Vancouver, Washington, in fall of 1989, he began luring children and molesting them. On September 4th, he went to the park with a fish fillet knife and shoelaces and sought out young boys to kill. He lured two brothers, 11 and 10-year-old Cole and William Neer, N-E-E-R, to a secluded area where he did things to them that I'm not going to say because they were minors. And he killed them. Cole died right there. William died on the way to the hospital. He then drove to Portland, Oregon, where he abducted 4-year-old Lee Isley from a local park. He brought 4-year-old Lee home, and I don't even need to read anything to tell you this. He kept him captive overnight, did unspeakable things to the 4-year-old, hung the 4-year-old like a carcass in his closet till he came home the next day from work to dispose of him, I guess. And he also took photographs of all of this. He later drove to the town of Kidmissing, Washington, around 12 miles east of Vancouver, where he attempted to abduct 6-year-old James Kirk II from a restroom of the New Liberty Theater. The child did the right thing here. I'm not blaming any child for no. What I'm saying is we're taught, if we're grabbed in a public place, at least in my time we were taught, to kick, scream, fight, bite, pull hair, punch, and this is not my daddy, this is not my mommy, whatever it is, to get someone's attention. And that's exactly what this little boy did. And it got people's attention. The boyfriend of the boy's mom ran into the lobby and was told the boy had been abducted. He ran down the street after Dodd and was able to get a hold of him because fortunately Dodd's car had broken down. Are you a moron? Are you that desperate to do things that I don't even want to come out of my mouth to a child? That you would take the child to your car that just frickin' broke down, that you couldn't escape with? I mean, oh boy, you're an idiot. But this man is said to have loved this child as his own. The mother's boyfriend, stepfather, whatever you would call him. And he dragged Dodd's sorry behind back to the theater, threw him on the floor, and him and other men kept him there until police arrived. And that's when his whole, what he was doing, fell apart. They found a homemade torture rack when they searched his home. well, his apartment actually. They also found plans for the, written plans for this child torture device. They found diaries with everything about what he'd done to whomever he'd done it to. Just horrendous things. And he was hanged at his own request. He actually wrote a pamphlet for children, how to avoid monsters like him. Something along those lines. It's horrible. He was featured along with another convicted sexual predator in Washington in the 1992 Frontline episode Monsters Among Us. Frontline is a PBS. For those of you not in the U.S., PBS stands for Public Broadcast System, and it's, well, today nothing's free, but it was free television, didn't have commercials, it didn't have anything like that. And it was made primarily for education. And Frontline is one of the news programs on there, for those of you not in the United States. He's also included in ID's series Real Detective, which I have not seen that episode. I'm gonna have to find that episode. I have Discovery Plus, so I know it's there somewhere. On Most Evil, they analyzed him, which, if you're not familiar with that show, basically each show is a different type of crimes, different types of murderers, and they list them in order of their types of evil. It's a forensic doctor that does it. Driven to Kill by Gary C. King is the one that I read. So, yeah. Next time we have another horrible human being to talk about, who again shouldn't get the moniker human being, in my opinion. I want those names. I don't want people to forget Lee Isley. I don't want people to forget the Near brothers. And the little boy that was taken out of the movie theater. He had to have grown up to be absolutely terrified. I can't imagine. Thank you guys so much for being here. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And please subscribe. We're trying to make it to 500 on this channel and 200 on the other channel by Memorial Day. And I believe we can do it. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.